there is nobody who is here that is a stranger for us. We may find points of differences, and that's great, but none of us should do anything to do the other in. We've done each other in long enough. Now it's time for us to lift each other up. So I want everybody to know that nobody's politics frightens me.
That's right.
Nobody's theology frightens me. Nobody's dogma frightens me. I want you to know I don't have to be afraid. I don't have, because I got faith, and I got love, and I got acceptance. I want you to hear me. So if you got love, faith, and acceptance, and you got courage, I got courage. I've been here 30 years. 30 years. And I'm going to stick on the cutting edge until I retire, which is about 40 years from now. I want to get one or two little speeches here, and then I want to bring Renee in so she can introduce somebody. We got a superstar here today. We got some rappers here, but I want to hear somebody give requests as we were marching. Who was that? Somebody. Who was that? From the Communist? Where are you? Come on, make it. Who was that? Somebody want to speak? Communist Party? Come on, brother. Come on up here. Come on up here. Now, you may not agree with everything this man says, but he has a right to say what he wants to say and to believe what he wants to believe, okay?
Thank you very much for everyone. Well, first of all, my name is Moises Montoya. I'm with the Freedom Socialist Party here in San Francisco in the Mission on 16th and Valencia. And we're real proud to be here marching with the community as we were watching the news and awaiting the verdicts. Well, as you know, at 7 a.m. this morning, the LA federal jury rendered its verdict. They said that Kuhn and Powell, the two officers, were guilty. And the other two, Wind and Briseño, are not guilty. And with that, the government, our courts and police officials hailed this decision as proof that the justice system works. But what these officials haven't said is that the Rodney King trial, rather than a bold victory for civil rights, is actually being used to subvert our rights to organize and to protest. But thankfully, too, we walked through the streets this afternoon, so that's good. Represent partial victory for decades of protests against police brutality, which we're all familiar with, and mistreatment in the courts. But the justice system has been served. But justice has been served because the LA verdict. But justice has not been served, in our opinion, because the LA verdict sends only a weak message to the cops that police brutality won't be tolerated. In fact, by the two acquittals, the verdict for us implies that the police can police themselves. And we don't think that's true. Only community-controlled police can curb police violence and murder. That's what we think. While implementing police state measures to quash protest, big business, the corporations that is, and public officials have done nothing to relieve the intensifying poverty and racist system of justice which were at the root of last year's protests throughout the country. Then and now, disgust with capitalism deepens as the rich get richer and the poor get poor, particularly poor of color. In Los Angeles, the Bay Area, and elsewhere, people of all races work, live, study, organize, and obviously worship together too. And we're not the ones who are threatened by civil unrest, but rather it's the cops and the bosses who are. Remember last year when the SFPD illegally arrested 500 of us down on Market Street when we were calling for justice for Rodney King? And today, They, the authorities, are trying to spread their fear to prevent us from public demonstrations, union strikes, and justifiable rebellion. So we will not be intimidated. We demand justice for Rodney King. We think that they should fire and jail all the police that beat him. Also, we say no to the federal troops or agents in our communities. No. We don't want any INS arrests, no house searches, or deportation. Because martial law is no solution to urban poverty. We want to defend the First Amendment, stop police intimidation and harassment of protest marches, demonstrations, and gang truce meetings. San Francisco's Board of Supervisors must immediately establish an independent civilian review board to exercise community control over the police. Two last points. One is to end race, sex, and class discrimination in the courts where people of color, poor whites, women, and young people get second and third class treatment, and we demand equal justice for the LA 4+. Those are the young men that beat quiet for having beat up Reginald Denny, a truck driver in LA last year. Finally, we think that we need a massive demonstration led by Mayor Jordan and the Board of Supervisors demanding that the Clinton administration make billions of dollars available to San Francisco for job programs, child care, education, and other social services. Clinton's funding for police over time, hiring of more police, and more poverty studies are not the solution. So thank you very much.
Korean minister. Would you come up and say something, brother? Where is the Korean minister? Let's hear it for him.
I came to this country 18 years ago with the idea that this is the promised land. But I realized that I was wrong, and I used to pass the buck, blaming other people, white and blacks. But now, I'm beginning to realize that each one of us is responsible. If one of us is victimized, then we all hurt. Let me try to recite God's word spoken through Jeremiah to the exiles in Babylon long time ago. Multiply there in Babylon, and do not decrease, but seek the welfare of the city where God has sent you in exile, and pray to the Lord on its behalf. For in its welfare, you will find your own welfare. That's why I joined this march, and I brought my people from my church and from Korean community. Thank you.
We want a woman to come up and say something. Come on, sister. Some sister, come on up here and say something. Come on.
people in this church for just being here for a long, long time through a lot of hard times, and nothing changes that much, so you always need Glide and you always need Cecil and Jan. Marching today probably just shouldn't stop. We did a lot of it in the 60s, and maybe we quit too soon. And certainly with Republicans trying to bottle up the money and the hopes and the dreams that the people that elected Clinton have, shows that we're going to have to show them they've got to be human too, because people in this country need money and they need jobs and they need hope, and we all know it. So we'll just stick with Cecil and Jan and keep singing and keep walking.
Yeah. Thank you, Susan. This is a wake-up call. I'm going to tell you what this verdict means to me. It's a wake-up call for us to get out in the street again. Stop worrying about our politics, so we are divided and fragmented and fighting each other. And let us unite and go back and make sure that the people win. It's time for the people to win something. Come here, girl, baby. You're a nasty supervisor. How about that? Come here. Come here.
Well, my colleague Supervisor Beery said it eloquently, sitting here with my colleague Supervisor Shelley and all of us, and we have a great debt to pay to Glide because you always set the right tone for the city. And we can start here. And we met with the Great Reverend for weeks before the verdicts came down so the city could be well prepared. So we could be sure that we sent a healing message and a right message, and that we were sort of paving the way as we do for the nation to understand that people have to come together. And this city is bracing itself for hard times. But we're going to make sure that we keep the San Francisco priorities straight, and that we continue to try to emulate the values that matter so much to many of us, and that is to keep people safe, to give people opportunity, to give people jobs, to keep our cities functioning, to keep our hospitals open, to keep the opportunities growing, to get jobs for youth, to give opportunities and hope to people during the most despairing of times. This verdict at least gave us back something. We were braced for maybe a terrible response, and I think we have grown as a society, because I think we've said that justice has been served, and it's been served for Rodney King, and it's been served for all of us in each way that we identify with the terrible tragedy that beset him. So I stand with the others here today to say, as always, as Glide does, as it does continuously, it is a beacon of what becomes sort of just the distillation of the positive value of all kinds of things that occur, sometimes tragic and sometimes very unfortunate. Well, what has grown from this for me is a sense of community, a sense of destiny, a sense of direction, and something I feel that we're going to be prepared for together as a people in this city. So I thank you for the opportunity to be part of this, and I look forward to that.
Thank you very much. Down now just a minute here, then we'll get some more people up here to speak. Come here, Renee from King.
Thank you, Rena. Thank you very much. Do you feel all right today? I said, do you feel all right today? You have to forgive me when I'm into your house, where I tend to want to preach. How many of you were nervous this morning? I was so nervous. Lord have mercy. I woke up at 6:54 a.m. with no help from my alarm. I just
And then I got overconfident. I thought we were going to go for the sweep. You know that's what we wanted. I wanted to go for the sweep. I'm sorry. You know what killed me as far as I'm concerned? I wanted the sweep. Yes, I did. We got one more. Then we lost two. And I was upset for a little while, and then as I calmed down and spoke with my parents and heard you speak a little later on, I realized that, yes indeed, we were victorious, and that this is rather unprecedented for an African American to achieve this in a civil rights case. My hope was restored, and it's so nice to be here a year later under such different circumstances, because it took you, Reverend Cecil and Jan, and my brothers and sisters of the community to ease my pain and my anger at this time last year and to restore my hope. And I have to echo what so many have said here today. We must take this entire 2-year tragic situation as a wake-up call and renew our commitment to our communities and our responsibilities as individuals to our fellow citizens, and get busy and continue the struggle, because it ain't over. We won one, but we got to keep on moving. I'm ready. I'm sorry, Dan. I start to feel it and I just go with it. All right, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate our renewed hope and our partial victory today. Well, you know. I'd like to bring to the stage a young brother that I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with, and you remember seeing him in the movie Boys in the Hood. An inspirational, positive young brother, talented rapper and actor. Welcome to the stage. This is Brother Reg. Give us some love.
Next generation! it is. Go ahead, have a seat, relax. Can I share something with you? I took off my hat for this. I want to share something with you.
Well, maybe after he finishes.
Before this happened, I wanted to have something to say to my friends. So, if y'all don't mind, can I say something to you real quick? Is that okay? Listen. In the Bible, there was a story about a man named Samson and Delilah. Y'all remember that story? Where Samson was strong and he had all this hair, right? And his hair represented his strength, his glory, his anointing from the Creator. And as long as he didn't tell nobody the secret to his strength, he remained strong. Y'all remember that story? Listen, I was sitting here at home thinking about us, all of us. And how does that relate to us? America used to have a secret. And you know what? We gave our secret away. And when you give your secret away, you lose your strength. You become divided. We become weak. And I said, wow, what can I say to my brothers and sisters? To say we are strong. Hold on. And I thought in relation to Samson and his hair, Samson one day told his secret and they cut all his hair off and he became weak. Not only did he become weak, he also became blind. They put out his eyes. He couldn't see where he was going. And we've been like that in America for so long. We've been blind. We used to be a leading country. We used to be strong. I stopped by here tonight to say, guess what our secret is we gave away? I'll spell it to you. F-A-M-I-L-Y. The family. You all are my family. And when we put the family back together, we're strong again. I thank God for Rodney King. I thank God for the incident. Because in that we had to learn something. We need to learn to take back our secret. Fuck education systems. There used to be a time when, hey, couldn't afford books. Some of our relatives couldn't even go to school. So the ones who could read would come back and teach the rest of us. That's what we need to do. That's what you do here in your life. We need to do it all over America. Let's take back our family. That's the secret of success. And when we put that back together, there will be no brutality. There will be no prejudice. There will be no racism. There will be no separation. God bless you. Give family a hand. Take care.
Y'all want me to say?
Say what?
Is it on? Come in, say something. Real quick. Kevin Johnson.
Thanks, last year around this time, I see a lot of the same faces who were in this hall as we expressed the tremendous rage that we all felt. Not so much at the Rodney King verdict, but really at the climate in this country that said that what the Rodney King jury did a year ago was okay. That was the injustice. And today, I think what we all feel more than anything is just a sense of relief. We don't feel that justice was completely served. And I don't mean because the verdict was split. I mean because a year later, people still don't have jobs. They still don't have a place to live. And we still live in a country where racism and homelessness are advanced as the everyday standards of American life. And justice is never given. Justice is only achieved. Martin Luther King said that leadership never works or succeeds from the top down. It never works or succeeds because politicians decide justice is the right course of action. It only works and leadership only thrives when it comes from the community up. And what we see today is a lot of people who were at odds with each other a year ago, as we all struggled over what was the right way to express our rage and injustice. And today we're expressing some hope that if we work together, and that if each of you force each of us, who are the politicians, to do the right thing, that somehow and someday, and it's not today, real justice for all the people of this city, all the people of this state, and all the people of this country and this world will be given. Today is Earth Day. Today in the Bayview Hunters Point, they are celebrating the People's Earth Day. And just as Reverend Cecil Williams celebrates people in this hall and in the work that he and Jan do in our city, what is People's Earth Day about? It's not just about providing a safe habitat for the spotted owl. It's about providing jobs and housing. Because we can clean up our environment outside. But if people are still homeless and don't have a decent wage and they're living on the streets, a clean environment does nothing for them. And that's what justice will mean when we put justice in the hands of each and every American who can have a job, who can have a home, who can have a feeling that there is hope in this country again. And this is the beginning today. Thank you.
From the temple, come up and say something. I want somebody from the temple. I mean you. Somebody from the temple. AJ, can I wait on you, please? Okay. I need somebody from the GA.
Good afternoon. I feel a lot better than I did when the first verdict came out. I was in tears and I was enraged, and now I'm kind of ambivalent. And what I do when I'm ambivalent, I sit down and I write. So I want to share this letter I wrote to the editor of various newspapers with you. I'm Pamela. I owe you today, by the way. From the Tenderloin. Letter to the editor. Justice has been served this time, but there is no guarantee for justice in the future. Former Los Angeles police officers Stacey Koon and Lawrence Powell were finally found guilty of depriving Rodney King of his civil rights by using excessive force to arrest him. I walked through the Tenderloin at noon today and listened to the St. Boniface bells ringing clearly. There were no screaming looters, no crashing of windows, no cries from victims, nor sirens sounding. The peaceful coexistence amongst the forgotten people of the Tenderloin of Chinese, Korean, African, and European descent, many who are addicted to alcohol and drugs, went about their daily lives without the threat of physical harm. This scene affirmatively answered Rodney King's question to the nation, can't we all just get along? The Tenderloin, for me at that time, was the beauty of living in culturally diverse San Francisco. Had ex-officers Koon and Powell been acquitted, the Tenderloin, in a matter of minutes, would have become a paradise for police officers who believe excessive force is justice. I sense that as this nation's marginalized communities grow, and as the desire to fight crime intensifies, the more I can expect that I can be arrested with the use of excessive force, and the less I can expect the arresting officer to be found guilty of violating my civil rights. To the people of the Tenderloin who do not vote, to residents of other depressed neighborhoods who do not vote, to our young people who do not vote because they distrust the system, and to others who have no faith in the system and therefore do not vote, I urge you to become politically ex-marginalized by registering to vote. The right to vote puts you in the pool of people to serve on a jury. The right to vote, coupled with the intention to exercise your right, is power. Your power, coupled with the power of others, is protection. Protection may not always prevent you from being brutalized by police officers, but protection in the form of our collective power decreases the risk of being brutalized, whether we live in the Tenderloin, the Castro, or in other neighborhoods. Register to vote, as members of the jury who found Koon and Powell guilty have done. Let us empower and protect ourselves through the vote. Now, yes, I'm shaking, I believe. Okay. This is a voter registration card, and I have many with me today. So how many of you are not registered to vote? If you're 18 years older, good. Please see me after this in a place that will be designated later. Thank you.
So, I just want to say, my name is Daryl. I'm a resident of San Francisco for 6.5 years. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, and down there it happens every day. It's a regular thing. But I just wanted to say that, I think that the children that watch the TV every day, they need to realize that this is America. And it's up to us to change this kind of thing. And we, as black people everywhere in the United States, we need to look at each other as brothers and sisters, and we need to look at everybody else as brothers and sisters, and we're going to change this type of thing that Rodney King was trying to state to us, that we are brothers and sisters. And even in the Tenderloin, we need to treat each other as brothers and sisters when we see each other with a problem, such as drugs or alcohol or anything. And I just want you guys to know that I care about everybody.
It's great to come home to my family here in July. I needed that march this afternoon for the good of my soul, for the good of my heart, and for the good of my head. Because you have experienced and I have experienced those forces out there that would
tear us apart, keep us away, isolated from one another. But we were there this afternoon to affirm that we are brothers and sisters, that we are together, that there is that core of humanity that is deep within us that unites us. We needed that. And when we face the problems of the city, our country, jobs, homelessness, drugs, we're not going to do it by ourselves. The African Americans can't do it. The whites cannot do it. The Hispanics cannot do it alone. The Asian Americans cannot. We must all do it together. And that's what we're about. That's our task. From here on in, we've experienced that oneness here this afternoon, and we need to keep that going, keep that fire burning, so that we do bring change, we do bring justice to our cities and to our country. Thank you, Cecil.
Before we bring on the next group, I got to bring up one of the most beautiful sisters in the city. She works night and day from Portrayal Hill. Enola Maxwell. Come in.
Everybody's feeling joyful and happy, and I'm glad that the verdict turned out the way it did. Could have been better, but I keep feeling very bad and almost desperate because I'm remembering Dr. King, and I keep thinking, had Dr. King been here, things would not be the way they are for black people. We have slipped back. We don't need leadership. We need leadership like people. And we have leadership. We really have leadership. But you know, the politicians and a lot of other white people have given us so many leaders until we are leaders. But you know where we can find everything we need. And has never let us down. Where when we need hope, where does it come from? God. Cecil can do anything that needs to be done. I mean, he's always time and time again. In our hour of need, we call Cecil, be it group or personal. Personally for me, you know, I wish we helped a lot of things. But Caesar's always there, and he can deliver. And I think that, and if we're going to go on, if we're going to see that this thing that occurred never occurs again, we're going to need to be out there. And we're going to need guidance. We're going to need leadership. We're going to need somebody that knows how. We're going to need somebody with the kind of spirit that Cecil has, the kind of faith that Cecil has, the kind of freedom that Cecil has. See, Cecil is already free, and we need a free person to lead us to freedom. And you can't give what you don't have. Cecil has everything we need.
I want to thank Pamela for reminding us all of our civic duty and to register to vote. Thank you very much. You know, I've been so preoccupied. I forgot it was birthday with the verdict in this Joe Montana thing. I completely forgot the birthday. He's going to Kansas City, y'all. Okay. Okay, we're gonna move into some more entertainment for you, some more hip-hop flavor for you now. Her name is Issa, aka the Goddess. Give it up! Come on out, everybody! You go, girl!
My buddies, my friends right here came out to support Cecil Williams and Glide Church. We've been
Little reggae flavor there. Very nice. Well, what would a celebration be here today without making a joyful noise with your Glide Ensemble?
While we're getting ready, I just gotta tell you, this sister is one of the most important personalities, not only in the Bay Area, but the one who keeps us listening and enjoying her great words of wisdom on KMEL and the great music that she provides. Let's hear it again for Renee. bring the nail back. We will all stand around and hold hands and sing. Come on, David, whatever you want to sing.
Just a little